Hello, everyone. Oops, sorry. Sorry. Yeah. Hello, everyone. Today's topic is about the techniques to cure yourself. Now, before started this channel, I kind of promised myself I would never tell the people about specific techniques because, again, they should invent their own techniques and work through it for themselves. But, you know, we're breaking that rule. Today, we're going to be talking about a technique to cure yourself, and it's more than just self questioning or other people questioning you, okay? But it's similar. First disclaimer, again, like I said, this technique might not work for you because your body and your mind is just not meant for it, and that is a okay. For the people who it does work on or how far it works on you, you should try it, okay? It's all I'm saying. Like, there's no harm in it. But there are some prerequisites. First, you need to get rid of your shame for the time being, and you need to realize that about the nature of the true world. Okay, now the world through your perception is not the true world. Okay, no matter what, it is just a set of atoms or a set of energies that you will never be able to see under normal circumstances. Okay, there's a whole spectrum of light you won't be able to see. There's a whole spectrum of sound you'll never be able to see. There are whole worlds out there, and even if you can see everything at once, you can't comprehend them. Okay, well, let's just get into that later. Point is, the true world is just something, and your perception of the world is all that you can see the world through for now. And then the third prerequisite is like, you know how to ask questions. If you're stuck, then just ask more questions. Okay? If you don't know which questions to ask, you should ask yourself, what kind of questions should I ask? It's just like that. Okay? It's the fact that you look for questions more than answers. This is the kind of mindset I want y'all to go through. And finally, I want you all to take some responsibility. And this does not have to come with shame. Responsibility is a whole different thing. And it's like you rise up to a challenge. And the fourth one, is like the bread and butter, basically, of this method. And that is to question yourself and to find the root of your desires. Okay? Every desire you have, every fetish you have, every feeling that you have are there are a misplacement. Unfortunately. I know. Except for a select few, most of it is an illusion. But it is up to you to figure out how it is an illusion. Okay? How do you do this? You find the root of where it came from. And usually these roots are misunderstandings of the world or a promise that has been made to you. Like, if I am like this, then I will get this and this and this. Or if I get this, then it means this. All these associations come from this root. And once you're at the root, you need to um, make a resolution of what you're going to do coming forth now that you know about this root. Okay. Now, this might be a little hard to understand, so I'm just going to show an example. Or wait, no, I'm going to show two examples. First one, I'm just going to mention right now. It's like, um, you know what? No, only one example. I took this example directly from one of my notebooks for a few months ago. So I my room was just really messy and I was like in a slump and I just could not get myself to clean my room. So I was just like, why am I not cleaning my room? I don't feel like cleaning up. Why not? Why don't you feel like cleaning up? Because if I do, then it would mean I would make noise. Okay? Interesting. It has to do with noise, right? If I make noise, then it would be loud. All right. Why? Why do you care if it's loud? If I was loud, then I would be no different than people who are angry. You see how it's illogical. Notice how it's illogical, but it came to me. This is the reason why I didn't want to be like angry people. And then I was like, wait, why do I need to? Why do I need to not be like angry people? I need to be better than them. Why? So that I don't fall into their habits and do things out of my control. Now I could go forth and be like, why do I care about that? But I just stopped right there and there, and I was like, okay, fine. I'm just not gonna make any noise when cleaning up. But you could go real deep with this, okay? I just stopped for now. And don't worry, I like fixed myself with that for now. But some of your desires, they will have multiple reasons. And your strongest desires will have multiple subtle reasons as to why you follow them. The more subtle a reason for a desire is, the harder it is for you to get it. And that's why the subtlest of desires can only be vanquished by a really strong questioner, which is you. Which is you after a long time of training. Okay. Now, in my example, something else resonated within me. If I said, if I made a noise, it would be loud. By the way, so I'm so sorry, I forgot to say this, but when you're being guided by these lines, when you're being guided, how do you get these answers? You get a resonation from within a part of your body. It feels like it has unlocked, or it feels like it spoke to you, if that makes sense. Okay. Now, in your body, it might be in your like if it's like a really primal desire, then it's in your crotch. Other than that, it's just kind of in your chest, in your neck, in your head, all over the place, really. Where was I? All right. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Back to our example. Something resonated with me, but like, if I make a noise, it'll be loud, right? So then I ask, all right, but I didn't know exactly. Nothing resonated immediately. So I was like, okay, is it about me? Yes, it was about me. Usually I just ask a lot of questions. I recommend asking a lot of questions like, is it about someone else? Is it about my family? Is it about my friends? Is it something I have a lot of? Is it something I don't have a lot of? You just ask your questions until you find a resonation and you go forth. Okay, but is it about me? Yes. What about me? I don't know where to put all this stuff. Okay, I get confused. All right. If I get confused, then it means I don't have a plan and it is not working. Okay. Okay, fair point, right? If that is true, then I need to move everything. Again, like my plan was bad, so I need to move everything. Okay. Why do I care about that? I have energy. I ate food, man. I'm done. I'm fine. Why do I care? Because I wasted my time and I should have stuck to a very accurate plan to begin with. Why? Huh? Why? Because if I do all this shuffling, this means I'm not a good leader and I'm not a good person who will lead people to happiness or lead myself to happiness. And that means that I'm not meant to advise the world and lead others. Oh, and also, yeah, hold on 1 second. Okay, I'm sorry. Where was I? Yeah. Because I'm not meant to lead others and advise the world, then who am I to even speak of the world to the world? Who am I to ask for anything in this world? I should be ashamed of myself, right? And then I went in and I'm like, why are you feeling this way? What's up, man? Because I didn't receive being a good leader, these intelligence from God. And if I didn't receive it, that must mean I didn't deserve it, or I must not be relevant to the lore of this world. Okay? And then I was stopped. And then but I still felt like it's not done. It's not the full story. So I asked myself, okay, is it about me? No. Is it about someone else? Nope. Is it about concept? Yeah. It's about my relevance to this world. I was not comfortable with it. I'm not relevant to this world, therefore I should just shut up and quiet down and just submit to this world and be a slog. Okay? That's what it was. And then, after much consideration, I was like, you know what? That doesn't make sense because if I'm worried about receiving the ability to plan from God, me trying is sufficient because I have been gifted the potential and the ability to do so. Okay? This is very personal. This is not like general advice, but for me personally, once I came to this conclusion, I was like, okay, that makes sense. And then guess what? Guess what I did right after that? I cleaned my room. Amazing, right? Truly inspired. Truly inspired. But yeah, this is how it should go. This was like an ideal scenario, but notice how things escalate so fast. You see, like cleaning up my room all the way to angry people, and cleaning up my room to all the way to frustrations, all the way to relevance from God. Like, bro, it stacks up so much. And yeah, you basically need to go through this process. For me, cleaning up my room had two like roots. Some of your strongest desires and your addictions and your fetishes and your other things, other characteristic, even your personality, they will have like no less than 20 roots. Okay, so yes, and all the roots are like subtle, so the answers will not come up very fast. Okay, so that's why try your best, practice, and oh, that's the last slide. Oh yes, I do recommend writing it down, but just saying, like writing each of these points down, each of your answers down, or even each of your questions down. But I will say that if you do that, your internal resonation might not be the same of same quality where if you did it solo. And also try not to fall into a endless addiction, I mean endless pit of just self-questioning. And sometimes look into why you self-question in the first place, so you just kind of terminate this process and you actually live your life. Okay, and last but not least, if one of your resolutions are bad, like they're shitty, okay, they're just like, you're not relevant to this world, therefore you should just shut up and quiet down and submit to this world, and you're like, you know what, that makes sense, I'm not going to clean my room because it's true. If you do that, you will still feel a displacement. But if you make like an actually like good resolution, then you will not feel this. Okay, now that is the end of it. I hope you can try this out somewhat. Oh, and one more thing. If you're not meant for this technique, you might just get stuck at like a certain point of subtlety. In that moment, I recommend you try some other things or just stop for a while and like take a nap, okay? Because changing yourself so rapidly does take a neurological toll or whatnot. But yeah, okay, good luck.